Okay. Valor, it isn't water resistant, it's splash resistant.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh my god. It's not coming up. No! What's up guys, Valor Reviews here. It's a new year. Happy New Year to you guys. And we're kicking off 2021 with a long-term review of the Poco X3 NFC. And yes, it survived the water test, thank God. The Poco X3 NFC is an interesting smartphone. A lot of reviewers say it's the best budget smartphone for year 2020, and I can see why they're saying that. It comes with a Snapdragon 732G processor with 6GB of RAM and a 1080p display that I swear looks like an AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate, and all this for $295 or 130,000 naira. That's a bargain. In this video, I'm going to share with you what my experience has been using the Poco X3 NFC as my daily driver for about 2 months, so let's get cracking. The first thing anyone notices when they pick up this smartphone is the weight. It weighs in at 215 grams and this is one heavy smartphone. I thought the Redmi Note 9S was heavy, but this one tips the scale. Combined with the clear TPU case that comes in the box, this is one of the most uncomfortable phones I have ever used. I would recommend you ditch the case and use the smartphone that way. Without the case, it's easier to hold and bearable to use. Now the rear of this smartphone is made from plastic and I don't mind that material choice because it's durable. A plastic rear won't break, but it will scratch, and I for one prefer to have scratches rather than a shattered rear. You'll still need to be careful if you want to keep your Poco X3 NFC in pristine condition, as the plastic rear scratches easily. That goes for the glass on the camera as well. The good news is when you scratch the back and it becomes an eyesore, it's only $11 to replace the rear. Flipping to the front, the Poco X3 NFC comes with Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection, making it somewhat resistant to scratches, and it might just save you if you happen to drop it. I would still recommend you get a screen protector. As for me, I'm willing to take the risk. I'm careful. The build quality is really good. I see a lot of reviewers bashing this smartphone because the rear vibrates when you play a music or video. You can feel the vibration just around where your fingers rest when you hold this smartphone. The feeling is similar to when you hold a speaker. I don't have a problem with this. I think it adds to the user experience and makes what you're watching come alive. So yeah, most smartphones should have this feature. The Poco X3 NFC comes with a 6.6-inch IPS LCD panel. It's a Full HD Plus display with a resolution of 1080p by 2400 pixels. It has a refresh rate of 120Hz and a touch sampling rate of 240Hz. A refresh rate of 120Hz makes scrolling butter smooth, and a touch sampling rate of 240Hz means the screen can detect touches 240 times in 1 second. The display is really good for an IPS panel, and I mean really good. It supports HDR10 and it gets really bright at 450 nits. You can change the color scheme, but I'll recommend you leave it at auto. Is the 120Hz refresh rate enough reason for you to buy the Poco X3 NFC? For me, no, but I'm glad it has it. I personally love AMOLED displays and I haven't had the urge to throw away this smartphone, so yeah, that's a good thing. The display is actually good. Moving to one of the main reasons you should consider buying this smartphone, and that's the performance it offers. The Poco X3 NFC comes with the Snapdragon 732G chipset. It's an 8nm processor and oh my god, does it fly. It's the fastest budget smartphone I have used to date. I'm actually thinking of comparing it with the Redmi Note 9S with the Snapdragon 720G processor and the Tecno Camon 16 Premier with the MediaTek Helio G90T processor. If you want to see those comparison videos, hit the like button. Paired with 6GB of RAM and Adreno 618 GPU, this smartphone is a dream to use. It flies. Multitasking is seamless. Playing graphic-intensive game is just like taking candy from a baby. It doesn't overheat, but it gets a little bit warm around the camera area on prolonged intensive usage, but it's nothing to worry about. For the Antutu Benchmark test, yes, the score, take that with a pinch of salt, and for those interested in the Geekbench score, here you go. Benchmark scores are cool. They give you an idea of what these smartphones can do regarding performance, but they can be manipulated. But regarding the Poco X3 NFC in real life usage, this smartphone is superb. Now, all that glitters is not gold. The Poco X3 NFC has some few annoyances, like the dark mode that makes some apps unusable, the flashlight that comes on randomly, and that's because the flashlight button is located at the left corner of the lock screen and it can be easily triggered. The Google News feed isn't smooth, but it's usable. Face unlock can be a hit or miss affair. It isn't reliable, but the fingerprint scanner is fast and works perfectly. Using gestures with the size of this smartphone is terrible. The screen also shows a yellow tint and disappears. I haven't been able to capture this on camera. If I do, I'll post it on my Instagram page, so follow me on Instagram. The Poco X3 NFC isn't perfect by any means, but the positive outweighs the negative. Now, the front camera is a 20 megapixel f2.2 sensor and it does take some good pictures. Here are some samples taken with the front-facing camera. Portrait mode looks good and it has some funky filters. Night mode using the front-facing camera isn't good, but with the screen flash, it captures decent pictures. Hello guys, so here's a video from the front-facing camera. It shows in 1080p, 30 frames per second. Apologies for the dogs barking over there. But what do you guys think about the video quality and the audio coming out from the Poco X3 NFC? Kind of looks very good, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Moving to the quad cameras at the rear, the main shooter is a 64 megapixel f1.9 wide camera. It has a 13 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide camera, a 2 megapixel macro and a 2 megapixel depth camera. I really like the pictures and videos that the 64 megapixel camera produces. Night photos are good, macro shots are passable, and the wide angle camera is very good. And now we'll switch to the rear camera of the Poco X3 NFC. You can shoot in 4K 30 frames per second and 1080p 60 frames per second. So what do you guys think about the video quality coming out from the rear camera of the Poco X3 NFC? Let's see. This is what Lagos can do to your vehicle. So what do you guys think about the video quality coming out from this smartphone? It looks very good in 4K. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. For the batteries, the Poco X3 NFC comes with a 5160 mAh battery. I usually get around 7 to 8 hours screen on time with my SIM inside with 4G on, and I'm sure if you're connected to Wi-Fi you can get around 12 to 13 hours with this smartphone. I don't think I've charged this smartphone during the day. I usually charge it at night, so yeah, it's been really impressive. And what's more impressive is the time it takes to charge this device from 0 to 100. In conclusion, the Poco X3 NFC is a fantastic smartphone. The build quality is good, the display is an IPS LCD panel, and many people would prefer an AMOLED display, but this display is one of the best IPS LCD panel I have used at this price point. Performance is impressive, the fastest I have used for a budget smartphone. Battery life is good with 120Hz refresh rate turned on and great when you leave it at 60Hz. Charging speed is fast and the cameras are very good. At 130,000 Naira here in Nigeria, which converts to $295, the Poco X3 NFC is looking like the king of budget smartphones. But let's wait for my comparison videos. Now, should you buy this smartphone? Well, if you don't mind the size, the weight, and some minor few software issues, absolutely yes, this smartphone is a bargain. It's fast and you won't regret your purchase. So thank you for watching till the end. This is my long-term review of the Poco X3 NFC, and I will see you guys very soon with more content. Valor, signing out.